Hey everyone again. Excuse me. So quick update time. I thought I'd give you a grander idea of what's going on here. So we're back in my room. As you can see, it's still kind of empty, but the good news is that the cleansing did successfully go down yesterday, which is nice, at least, even though it looks like we're going to be charged for it after all, which is a huge bummer, because we never needed it or required it, as I mentioned before. The good news is that it did go down, so I can start putting my room back together at least. Still sitting on like my blank mattress here, but I have a bed now, so thumbs up to that. Um, so let's rattle along here. First and foremost, too, I do want to specify this right off the bat. I know yesterday was a huge day. It was Sonic's 19th birthday. You know how much that means to me. And I didn't make anything because I have something bigger planned. You may or may not know about this contest going on. Sega's doing a Sonic Birthday Bash contest, and you submit a video on YouTube, and the top entrants have a chance to get a grand prize trip to Tokyo to meet Sonic Team. And I think I have a good shot at this. I'm going to rattle off some ideas. My friends and I have already been talking about it. I'm going to show off uh, pretty much what Sonic means to me and how dedicated I've been to him. In our own way, I'll just show off all my stuff, I'm sure. But other than that, we're going to try and do something cool, and maybe we'll get a good shot. And you guys can probably help with that, because the more public that gets involved, the better. And I know I've got a lot of subscribers out there, at least, so I think we can make something happen with that. But skipping all that, that's for another time. Um, so let's review, let's recap what's going on, and I want to show you just how hard it can be sometimes to stick to that life advice that I mentioned in the previous video on staying happy. Sometimes it can be really hard, and let me show you what I mean. So you all know about this fumigation stuff, right? But let's rewind the clock a little bit. You remember last year, I got fired from GameStop, and I told you why in that video too, is regarding the reserve cancellation stuff and going to the wrong customer and whatnot, and really crappy turn of events there. But let me tell you what's happened since then. So throughout the year, luckily I was able to collect unemployment, which gave me income in order to pay my bills and pay my rent and stuff, and that's been a great help. And during that ordeal, I've been, able to apply and get interviews for jobs and stuff. And throughout the past year, I've been doing just that. Just this past month alone, I've had 3 interviews. Throughout the year, I've done a whole lot of stuff, applied to a lot of good jobs, gotten interviews at some, non-entry level places, some higher up level places, and but nothing's come about it. And I've been kind of concerned just because it always seemed like the interviews would go well, and I didn't know what really the problem was. So this week, I finally found out that GameStop has sort of long-term effed me over. And let me tell you what I mean by that. Everybody out there, including you guys watching now, are going to have a consumer background report, I guess is the name of it. And on this background report, they'll tell you, criminal record, things like that. And my criminal record is clean, but it turns out that from my employment at GameStop, when I lost my job there, they put something on that record that's been preventing me from getting all these jobs. It's like it's a red flag sort of deal. And the unfortunate thing about it is that it's inaccurate, because it's GameStop's perception of what happened, and as untrue as it may or may not be, it's been effing me over and been preventing me from getting all these jobs. And I only just now found out about it, and I got to appeal it now and go through all that mess. So that's been what's preventing me from getting these jobs, and it's been a huge bummer. And right now, the extra problem is the timing of all this has been terrible, because the way unemployment works is you go through tiers. You're able to exhaust certain amounts, and then you go to the next tier, and then that lasts for however X amount of time. And right now I'm between tiers, so as it stands right now, I have 0 income. And this means that with rent coming up, it's kind of a big deal. They send you like this big packet. I'm on extended benefits and whatever now. I got to do this. So I actually have to run to a place real quick and recertify and do all this nonsense. But despite doing all this, it's still not going to guarantee anything, because right now the government still hasn't renewed the federal unemployment program. So even if I do certify and I'm eligible and all this stuff, it could be weeks, even months, before anything goes on with that. So without a job and without this, I have nothing to go on, which is kind of a bummer, because I have a lot of bills to pay. But going back to GameStop now, this is another thing to add fuel to the fire. I have this letter here. This is the real deal, mind you. This is legitimate here. This is from GameStop, and here's the story behind this. It's actually really funny in my opinion. I guess they sent this initial letter back out in April to my old address, so I never even got it. I never knew about it. And what this was detailing was apparently GameStop like wants money from me for no reason. And because I didn't know about it and wasn't able to respond because I sent it to the wrong address, the amount that they wanted from me was a lot. I'll try to blur out my name here. I don't want, a lot of people getting information. But basically, this is from a law office that wants, here's the top of it, maybe. Palmer Rifler Associates. This is from GameStop. This letter was sent a while back. But basically what it says is, GameStop apparently thinks that you have a debt to pay, and we're here to collect that debt because you haven't responded because I didn't get the letter, mind you. They now want, $500 from me over debt that I don't owe to begin with. So I got this, and I'm like, what the heck's going on? I don't owe them anything. This is ridiculous. So I go back to the store, right? I actually talked to the manager there, and I even talked to my old district manager about this nonsense, and they're all on my side. They know I don't owe GameStop anything. And so I got a document from them that essentially proves that I have no debt. Okay, it was signed by the manager. I faxed it over to this law office, but apparently that didn't do shit. So sorry, excuse my French. So they're still on my butt. So basically, I have a lawsuit on my hands because of GameStop. So not only for the past year has GameStop been preventing me from getting a job, but they now there's a chance they could be suing me over nonsense. So there you go, GameStop, the bully company. Pretty hardcore. Super cool, man. So anyway, outside of that and the unemployment stuff, yesterday some nonsense went down. And as you can see, I'm still laughing about this. You gotta keep all smiles, but this is just how hard it can be sometimes. So yesterday, I'm hanging out at a friend's house, and it's a really bad storm. I don't know if anybody else here lives in Michigan, but in southeast Michigan last night, crazy storm, dude. Just lightning lighting up the sky for the entirety of the night, tornado warnings, all that nonsense. I had to drive home in it, unfortunately, and it was about a 30-minute drive. Pretty soon after I get on the road, I realize this isn't going to happen. I can't do this. So I get off the highway, I stop at a gas station for a while, just sort of recoup and sit out the storm for a bit and whip out my phone, just pass the time. Some time passes, it dies down a little bit, so then I decide to take the slow route home. And during my slowward journey, as luck would have it, I'm going extra careful and slow. A cop decides to pull me over, and I get a ticket. Here's my ticket. So now I have a ticket and a fine to pay over more nonsense of me just being, I don't know, it was like a weird driving, I guess. I don't know what, silly, but I was going extra slow and I get pulled over, and now I have a ticket to pay within 20 days. I got rent coming up. I have a lawsuit on my hands, and I have unemployment which is going nowhere, and I have applications and interviews that won't be going anywhere right now just because I know GameStop is looming overhead. I do have a couple ins, hopefully, at some jobs pretty soon, but even if I were to land those, I don't know how good it's going to turn out. Basically, something's got to happen because this is just one thing after another now that's been going on in this past month. And thank God, I have this light at the end of the tunnel. But the bottom line is, this is how hard it can be sometimes. And it's always the same deal, man. It's always about money. As you can see, every single thing that you see here is always about money. Every problem in my life is always about money. And it just sucks so hard that that's the way it is, that's the only thing that brings me woes. So there's the recap now. So we got fumigation, we got unemployment shenanigans, we got job problems, we got lawsuits, we got tickets. Oh man, it is just an absolute mess. And I just want to thank everyone who's close to me and everyone on YouTube for being kind to me and continuing to help bring joy into my life despite all this crap. And hopefully things will work themselves out. I know they usually always do, but this is just getting out of hand. This has been the hardest for me in a long time, but you gotta stick with it. You gotta stay true You gotta stay happy. And I gotta tell you, man, the past day, it's been hard to follow that philosophy. It's been really hard when you have all this stuff on your plate. It can get tricky, but my God, dude, you can't let it get the best of you. You can't let the terrorists win, so to speak. So don't let it get the best of you, and we're gonna move on from all this, hopefully in the near future. And I am gonna hopefully put up uh, my entry for that Sonic contest because I think I have a good shot at it, and my friends think so too. So we're gonna see how that goes, and hopefully it'll work out really well. And I want you guys to be a part of it. And so yeah, there you go. Just update on 019 life. I guess closing statement. I don't think I'm a bad person. I know that might be a little self-centered to say, but I don't think I'm a bad person. And if karma is something that exists, then I can't really explain the events that are taking place right now. And all I can really say is that hopefully the scales will be tipped in the other direction very, very soon. Because as it stands now, it's pretty rough, and I'm not quite sure how this is going to turn out. So there you go, update on my life. And you know, we're just gonna keep on keeping on, and that's what you guys got to do too. And it's summertime, so have fun. Keep doing what you're doing, and let me know how your lives are going, man. I want to hear. I want to hear about you guys. You know, don't be shy. Tell me more about yourselves, and you know, we can have a good time, and hopefully we can reinvigorate this 019 channel, and we're gonna get things going. We're gonna kick it off again once things get in order for me, and there you go. So I don't know. So I'm gonna run now. I gotta turn in some more applications and head to the Michigan Works Agency, and excuse me. So we have quite the week ahead of us, and I hope things are going a lot better for you guys. And that's about it, I suppose. But just remember my previous video. Everything I said there still holds true. All I'm trying to demonstrate here is how heavy things can really get, and just even with somebody like me who doesn't even have a safety net to bail me out of these situations, you know, you gotta stay strong and keep your chin up, and keep getting through it. And really, another thing I want to say, this just came to mind. People say this a lot, and I know it's a cliche thing in movies nowadays too, but it's so true, and I firmly believe it now more than ever. You have to keep your friends close, because throughout all this crap that I've been dealing with in the past month, my friends have really been helping me through it a lot. You know, they can rekindle my spirits. They can cheer me up no matter what's going on. It's the most important thing, I think, is to keep your friends. And I think in the past I've kind of been bad about maintaining friendships and not working as hard as I should be towards people that deep down I actually do really care about. So I really want to tell you guys this hard truth is you really have to cherish your friends and keep those friendships strong, because when it all comes down to it, when you're getting piles of poop thrown on you, your friends can still help you, and your friends will still be there, and they can still make you happy and smile and laugh. So stay close to your friends, and I guess that'll be part 2 of the 09 advice video pairing that we have this month. So there you go. I'm all set now. Sorry that this was a longer video. I know it's just me talking and you staring at a t-shirt, but and I apologize for that, but hopefully you can get something out of it. So there you go. Take care.